Good morning, students. Welcome to English online class. Today's class is for 8th standard students. So, in the last class, we were learning about the great sacrifice by Panna, a Rajput woman. She was a nurse for the infant Uday Singh, and he sacrificed his own son for Banbir's ambitious. As we have seen here, Banbir was very ambitious, and Banbir is a half brother of Prince Uday Singh, and Prince Uday Singh is a very infant baby. So Banbir wanted to be the king, to become the king of Mewar, as his Uday Singh's parents were died. So Banbir wanted to become the king. So the main major obstacle for Banbir was this Prince Uday Singh, the baby. So he thought of killing him, and he just want to be the king and to rule the kingdom of Mewar. So we have seen in the pre-reading also what kind of a sacrifice given by Karna, and in the story also what we were learning, that is the great sacrifice. We have seen there was a chat between the three mates, Padma, Panna, and Champa. So the Panna and Champa are the maids, and whereas this Panna is a maid as well as a caretaker or for this infant baby, that is Uday Singh. So they were much worried about this Banbir because he was a very wicked person, and it is being known by all the citizens of that kingdom. But whereas they are not at all strong as he was, and so they were also much afraid of him, and even he had some people who are on behalf of him and who wanted him to be the king. So there was no way to uh, for Panna as well as his Panna and as well as Champa, because they have to save Prince Uday Singh from Banbir, because everybody knew that he is some kind of a little bit cruel person. As we have seen in this lesson, he has killed some nobles and he has crushed many peoples also, and he in his own army there also he is, some people are dissatisfied by him, but whereas some among those people, among some army men in there, some people they likes him also because he had made them some kind of strong, and they are in his favor. But that is what Banbir wanted to get the throne, and Banbir has formed his own party, and he made some of them among his subordinates a little bit stronger, and they are in his favor. That is what he was more confident now, and just the only one obstacle was just as Prince Uday Singh, the baby. So he was always thinking about to kill him. Now this is the lesson where we have stopped here is Panna was saying that he has promised the mother of Prince Uday Singh, that is the queen. She was lying on her bed before her death, and she took the promise from Panna that is she will take care of Prince Uday Singh, and she will sacrifice her own life if the time comes, and she will save Prince Uday Singh. So that is the time has come now. She has to sacrifice herself or her baby. That is what we will be learning in the concluding part of this lesson. So here, Banbir is willing to kill, whereas Panna wanted to save this child. That is what there is a dialogue between the Rani and Padma in the 8th line there, 18th line, and we will continue today's lesson with the 19th, where the first dialogue is by Padma here. So Padma is saying that somebody, they hear somebody is running, and they are entering this bed chamber. They listen the footsteps of that, and they are talking here, Panna and Padma. Padma, listen, there is somebody outside. Who can it be? They heard somebody footsteps. They knew that somebody is entering this bed chamber. So she's telling that Now Panna answers, it must be one of the guards. A maid named Champa enters panting. So what Panna thinks is somebody may be there, the guards who will be standing outside the doors, the bed chamber. So maybe those guards, maybe their footsteps, it may be. But whereas we found here the one more maid, that is Champa, she enters the bed chambers with panting. That is what she is running. ಬಹಳ ಹಿಂಗ್ ಉಸಿರು ಬಿಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ನಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಓಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ. That is what. Now she enters the room, she enters this bed chamber, and in very hurriedly she will start speaking. Champa, make haste, do what you can to save the life of the prince. You haven't any time to lose. Banbir will be here in a few minutes. He's talking to a man outside. He is only 100 yards away from here. So that is what she has seen Banbir. Very few minutes, within few minutes he can enter this bed chambers, because just 100 yards he is away. I think you know 100 yards, what is the distance of it? Is very nearer to the bed chamber. He is on his way to enter this bed chamber. So we have to save the prince here. That is the very important news she has brought here. Now Champa has given this information of what the Panna will say. How do you know he is coming to kill the prince? If he is coming, okay, then how do you think, how you say that he is coming to just to kill the prince? Now Champa answers, he has a naked sword in his hand. I have seen him hiding, but he has in his hand a sword, a naked sword. ಒಂದು ಕತ್ತಿಯನ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, just because to kill the prince Uday Singh. Panna, she was calmly, she is answering here, all right, the time to do or die has come. I must save the life of the prince or die with him. Maids, Champa and Padma, please help me save the life of Rana Sanga's child. Quickly lift the prince from his bed, changes his clothes and puts him in a basket, and then covers him with the flowers and leaves. Now she is saying that whatever the promise she has given to the Rani there, now it is a time has come that is a time to do or a die. Madu illa madi. Now it is a time to save Prince Uday Singh's child. Now she takes the helps of the Champa as well as Padma. She lifts the baby Prince Uday Singh, and she will keep the baby in one of the basket. Butti and thara irtad nodi basket. She will keep the baby there. She will cover the whole basket with flowers and leaves. So it may look as if like it is a basket of flowers. That is what she thought, and she is asking Champa and Padma to help her in this task, this very brave task. She covers the whole body, and before this what she does is she will change the prince's clothes. She will remove those clothes, and she will and puts him in a basket, because she needs those clothes, Prince Uday Singh's clothes she needs, so that he will remove those clothes, and she will cover the baby with flowers and leaves. Now she will request Padma and Champa, take this basket out of the palace, hide yourselves near the gate and wait for me there. So she is requesting them to take that basket and just to wait outside somewhere the gate and hide yourselves, because in that basket there is a Prince Uday Singh who is sleeping. So she is requesting them to take the basket and hide somewhere there, and after few minutes or few hours she will also join them, so that they can save Prince Uday Singh. Now Padma, lifting up the basket, I'll carry this most precious basket under my arm. Champa, follow me. Now Panna, she took the basket which was covered with flowers and leaves. Along with that there was a baby also. Now she is lifting that basket, and she is saying that I will carry this and I will save this child, and this is a most precious basket, because there is Prince Uday Singh is sleeping in that basket. This is more precious, and just Champa, you also follow me, let's go and hide somewhere so that we can save the Prince Uday Singh. Now what Champa will say, where are we going to take the prince? No one in Mewa will keep him in his house. So we know that everybody are in favor of Prince Uday Singh, or they are afraid of Banbir. They are afraid of Banbir. Now how to save this? Where to hide this baby? Where to hide this basket? Who will save this Prince Uday Singh now? That is what Champa wanted to know, and she's asking to Panna now. What Panna will answer now? Don't worry, I have already thought about it. We'll take him to Azar Shah, who is a good man and a friend of ours. I'm sure he will protect the prince. Now hurry up and be careful. See, all when she has promised to the Rani to she will be saving this Prince Uday Singh, the moment itself she might have thought that how to save him. So now she's saying that don't worry, I have already had planned how to save this child. The well-known person is there who is a friend of her, Azar Shah. He's a good man also. You can take him to his house. He will save him. So he will protect the child. Now you hurry up. Don't waste the time because in any moment, any time, Banbir may enter this bed chamber. And she's also asking them to be careful also. Okay. The maids go out taking the infant prince with them. Panna quickly dresses her own child in the clothes of the prince and puts him in his bed. She looks at him for a few minutes, kisses him several times, and lies down on her bed. The sound of her footsteps outside. Banbir enters the room hurriedly. Panna gets up from the bed. So, when these two maids they took the basket, and as her advice, as her what are the suggestions she has given, Panna, this Champa and Padma, they took the basket and they went outside and they started moving towards the gate where she has asked them to hide there. Now, after the uh, after the departure, now what Panna will do is she will just remove her son's clothes and the clothes which were of Prince Uday Singh. She will put those clothes to his child and she will make him to sleep. She will take that baby and she will sleep him, or she will take him and she will make him to sleep on the Prince Uday Singh's chamber so that when the Banbir enters, he can think that the baby is Prince Uday Singh itself. Okay, now and many times she kisses her child because within a few moments Banbir may come and he may kill him. Isn't that? He will kill him. That is what she already thought that. She dressed her child with the Prince Uday Singh's clothes and she kisses and she will look at him several times because that is the last time she is with her child there. And when she was doing these things, she immediately hears the footsteps outside, and immediately in the hurry way, Banbir enters the room, and Banbir enters the room because she is a maid. Immediately she will get up, and what Banbir will ask is, "Where is the prince?" So he has come to kill Prince Uday Singh. So he is asking, "Where is Prince Uday?" So where is the prince? Now Panna, not so loud, please. He is asleep. Please don't make noise. Please don't speak in a very high pitch. So the baby is sleeping. Just he is sleeping there. So she's requesting him. What Banbir will say now? Where is he? You need not worry about my voice, but you tell me where is Prince now? I want to know him. Where is he? Now Panna points to her child with a trembling hands. Banbir rushes to the bed and kills the child with his sword. Panna shrieks and falls down on her baby's body. Banbir looks around and goes out of the room. So, as Banbir asks her, "Where is the prince?" she immediately points towards her baby who is asleep there on the bedchamber of Prince Uday Singh. But what was kind of her feelings? Her hands were trembling. ನಡುಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ಲು ಹೆಣ್ಮಗಳು because within few minutes her son will be dead now. So Banbir rushes towards the bed and already had a sword in his hand. Just he will kill and with his sword, and immediately Panna shrieks and falls down on her baby's body. So she started screaming and crying with a high pitch. Isn't that? In front of her only, she saw that Banbir has killed her own child. But as Banbir know that Banbir he was not knowing that that is Padna's child. He thought that that is Prince Uday Singh, thinking that he killed them. But whereas Panna know that that is not Prince Uday Singh, whereas it was her own child. isn't that? Now Banbir has killed Panna's own child. The woman who is the mother of the child, she is screaming and she is crying in a very high pitch, high voice, and she fell down on the baby, whereas Banbir just he looks whoever is there in this chamber or what, just he turns around and he looks in around that room, and just he will go out of that room. Now Panna in a choked voice loudly, Mistress, I have kept my promise to you. I have saved the life of the prince. But princess, the lady, the queen, the Rani is not there, but somewhere she is in the heaven. Just she is expressing these dialogues to the Rani. Panna is saying that in his joke was suffocating because she is crying there. I think you know what kind of a voice we get when we cry, isn't it? She's with the suffocation. She's speaking there with her very loudly. I have kept my promise. Whatever the promise I have given you, I have kept that promise to you. I have saved your child, the Prince Uday Singh, madam. That is what she is answering to the mistress who has asked Panna to save Prince Uday Singh. That is what now happened. She has kept her promise here. This is what the great sacrifice by Panna. This is what the pre-reading and the main original story is being related about the great sacrifice. So the last, the Panna's great sacrifice, she sacrificed her own child and she saved Prince Uday Singh. And later on, Prince Uday Singh will become the king of the Mewar there. And I want you to get some more information about this, get some more knowledge about Banbir and Uday Singh and Mewar and about this Panna also, isn't that? So this is the time where you can get more and more knowledge also because you are free now. So just listen as much as possible, get the more information. Very few new ones are there already, they are being given in the glossary here. Very easy lesson, understand. So read this lesson and get more information about this Prince Uday Singh, Mewar, and Uday Singh's parents, and about Panna also. Okay, students, this is what the lesson is, the great sacrifice. Okay, thank you very much.